Well, Fox News alert, a New York appeals court just this morning has thrown out President Donald Trump's massive civil fraud penalty. The decision from a five-panel group in New York's appellate division changed the original decision that stood to cost Trump over $500 million. One appeals judge calling the lower court's penalty an excessive fine that violates the Eighth Amendment of the United States Constitution. You might remember that New York Attorney General Letitia James' office says despite this decision, they will not be dropping the case. Let's get some thoughts from Andy McCarthy. He's a former U.S. attorney. He is a Fox News contributor. He is on the phone with us. And last summer, you were helping us every single day as President Trump sat in that courtroom. Letitia James, the AG, she happened to be there as well. And at the time, I remember, Andy, you said that you thought this could be the outcome once the appellate court got a hold of it. What are your thoughts this morning?
Breaking news out of New York. A major legal win for Donald Trump. A New York appeals court has just thrown out his massive civil fraud penalty. Let's take a look at how this unfolded on Fox News.
Well, I think, Dana, that Trump may be ultimately completely exonerated on this. For now, the penalty goes. There was division in the appeals court about the merits of the underlying suit. But as you point out, what they found basically under an Eighth Amendment theory, that's the amendment that prohibits cruel and unusual punishments, there was such a mismatch between whatever wrong was actually established in the trial and the outrageous penalty that was imposed for it, which was, I think, $355 million, which with interest and other costs is already up to about $530 million now because it continued to accrue for a while. That was such a ridiculous mismatch between what the penalty was and whatever the wrong was that was established, that had to go. The court is leaving in place some other what they call injunctive rulings that were made by the court. So some things have to be sorted out, like how much monitoring Trump's organization is going to be under. But he's out from under the most important part of the case, obviously. And I think there could still be an appeal to the highest appeals court in New York, the Court of Appeals, where they will deal with the question that seems to have vexed the appellate division, which is the whole merits of the case.
This was no small decision. The penalty had ballooned to over $500 million, but the court ruled it was excessive and unconstitutional under the Eighth Amendment. Here's how Andy McCarthy, former U.S. attorney, explained it.
And whether Letitia James, the Attorney General in New York State, should have been able to use a consumer protection statute that had never been used in this way to try to establish a fraud case based on sophisticated financial actors, where, this is not a situation that a consumer protection statute was ever meant to apply to.
While Trump is celebrating this legal victory, the case isn't completely over. The court is still leaving in place monitoring and other restrictions on the Trump organization. But the biggest financial blow has been lifted. The White House and Trump's team quickly reacted, blasting New York Attorney General Letitia James for what they call a politically motivated crusade. Take a look.
And Andy, we're just getting some new reaction in from the White House right now. If we can pull this up, this is from Trump spokesman Stephen Chung saying, quote, Letitia James' political crusade against President Trump, which is barred by the statute of limitations, and where she ludicrously valued Mar-a-Lago and Palm Beach, Florida, as worth a paltry $18 million, as well as committed a ton of other fatal errors, is just another failed skirmish in the discredited lawfare campaign against President Trump, his family, and his business that other Democrat prosecutors are dropping left and right. Andy, real quick, final word to you. Letitia James was sitting in the front of that courtroom every day smirking, and looks like she lost today.
McCarthy even suggested that this so-called lawfare may have helped Trump gain sympathy even from people who weren't his supporters. And with the 2024 election approaching, this legal battle could fuel Trump's political momentum.
She lost, but I think, Bill, Trump is president because of lawfare. And I think this was just one, it was a big part of it, but it was just one part of an overarching campaign in which Trump actually won sympathy from even people who weren't particularly sympathetic to him to begin with, but who saw if this could be done to him, it could be done to anyone.
Pretty incredible, and much more to come as we parse through this news today. Andy McCarthy, thanks for joining us. That was a quick breaking news story. We always love that.
This ruling is a huge setback for Letitia James and a major boost for Trump. But as always, the legal fights aren't over yet. More updates are sure to come. Stay tuned.